Every popular saying is a chapter from the history of a heart. Sympathy often enters by the eyes, lives in the heart, is fed by the ears, and is killed by ingratitude. It is Cupid's well-known axiom that he who loves keeps silence. And there is also a maxim that if we imagine we can love two at the same time, three are deceived. Faithfulness is a rare coin. To convert it into serviceable currency, you must exchange it. Plain truth is another coin, also very rare. And there are persons who have used it so little that they are totally ignorant of its great value. Though the attributes of God are all equally adorable, we find His mercy far easier to submit to than His justice. Respect old people, for it is a dilemma of destiny, to die or to become aged. In all languages we learn what experience has taught all people, that a dog that barks will not bite. In running swiftly up a hill, a certain individual fell and broke his neck. His fate is a lesson. In following the promptings of ambition too recklessly, we often lose all. They say that love is an electric spark, also a magnetic influence. But no doubt, it is like a current of air which, if strong, blows out a small fire and increases a large one. The worst conflagration may, it is said, be extinguished by water. But many tears have failed to extinguish the fire which burns in some hearts. The rope always breaks in the thinnest place. Of the many who are indifferent of the presence of grandeur or pathos, some sleep, some laugh, and a few yawn candidly. Behold the injustice of the world. Because the great-grandfather once killed a cat in his village, the family has ever since been called cat killer. It is foolish to make a sensible person suffer for the folly of a fool. A rule for happiness: never go to bed without feeling sure you have performed at least one act of kindness during the day. The deafest man is he who does not wish to hear. With good intentions, you can seldom do much wrong. Bad habits should be early forsaken, for custom becomes second nature. In the garden of the world, the soul is like a flower, and the dew for this flower is hope. Hope and your soul will always be kept fresh. Some persons study the stars to learn their destiny, and a lover studies a woman's eyes to know his. I will read you your character if you tell me what company you keep. It is said to be a trait of a woman to slight those who adore her and love those who do not care for her. Distrust those who flame suddenly with enthusiasm. The hotter the frying pan, the sooner melts the butter. Merit does much, but fortune often has a share in the bargain. Notable actions are like the shadows of the individuals who perform them. The greater they are, the further the shadow is cast. Do not strive to hide your poverty, nor that of your family. When once it is understood that you are not ashamed of it, no one will try to make you blush over it. So Alonso Quijano advised his servant. A favor kindly granted is doubled. He whom you have once humiliated is not likely to forget it. A gem thrown away may be recovered, but the time lost in searching for it can never be. There is no true love where there is no true esteem. To doubt in silence is better than to contradict too readily. The worst martyrdom is loving an incomprehensible woman. If you promise a real benefit, let your actions quickly follow your words. If anyone does or says a thing which you condemn, show your disapproval at once, for it is better to turn pale once than to blush twice. And if the offender is an intimate acquaintance, speak plainly, for between friends straight accounts are desirable. Of all sins men commit, none is blacker than ingratitude. There are women more fortunate and less constant than some of their admirers would like them to be. Be cautious of so-called friends. If all is happiness around you, you will have them by the hundreds. But when fortune deserts you, they will make off with the roses, leaving you only the thorns. An error penitentially confessed can be easily forgiven. Many offenses are only blunders. He who knows not how to make himself great often tries to make himself feared. The eyes and lips of a beloved woman master the most independent man. Jealousy is only suspicion. Beware how you mingle appearances and realities. The heart incapable of gratitude is also incapable of loving. In the headache of a lady or the lameness of a dog, you must not always believe. It is better to be a good but humble person than a high-born rascal. To avoid being a drunk, observe the effect of intemperance in others. Do not let your mind wander in empty space. Those who live fast will not live long. In every house there should exist a book, wherein would be written, "In the business of others, never meddle." Life is not altogether bad. Even the strongest glare of day is toned down every 24 hours by twilight. There are three kinds of grief. One kind which can be forgotten in pleasure, another which can be banished before philosophy, and still another kind which nothing but death can make disappear. Judgment, which should rule in marriage as in all things, is often warped by broken affection. It is but fitting that the son should be brought up to the calling of the father. Always spread your sail in time to catch a favoring breeze. You can keep anything but a woman against her will. Often the happiness of a person depends upon his tongue. All knowledge is profitable if we know how to use it well. Forsake the sword for wisdom. The list of heroes is long, but the list of unregistered martyrs is longer. To inspire esteem and confidence, there is no surer way than to be nicely punctual in any promise. One bird in the hand is better than 100 in the air. A confiding woman, when she loves a man, clings as closely to him as an ivy vine, and deserves as firm and trustworthy a support. Your father was poor but honest. Try to be richer than he, but be equally honest. The goddess called Fortune is a whimsical queen. She is also blind, so that she neither sees what she does, knows whom she raises, nor whom she casts down. The one who strikes first has generally a better chance to strike twice. Ignorance, if earnest, will overcome errors. Put a copper coin into vinegar, and it will become oxidized. Put the same coin into oil, and it will become clear and brilliant. How plain the moral of this is. Two hearts can never be very far apart if they have once been really united by love. Do not try to put the point of a pin between a woman's yea and nay, for they are often so close together. One word is sufficient for a wise man. There is nothing harder than to sing when in agony. Weep with those who weep, smile with those who smile, and have a heart which echoes every joy and sorrow. Fortunate is the man who always finds at the right time the cloth laid and the bed made. To have a good heart and to be unable to find another to appreciate it is like having a ducat in a desert, where you can buy nothing with your gold. He that gives a broken head should also give a plaster wherewith to mend it. If we could know the secret history of heroism, deeds would become known which are now never dreamed of. The brain and heart of some are the archives in which all of your words, looks, and movements are stored. Be prompt rather to act than to complain. When you give, give, do not lend. Lovely women are like angels. When some men dream, it is always of angels. Retreating is not running away, though running away is sometimes called retreating. Do not suffer yourself to be robbed of your treasure, and you will not have to curse the thief. The laws, someone has said, are like cobwebs. They catch only the small flies. It is better to overdo than underdo a thing. It is better for a man to do a rash act than a cowardly one. There cannot be smoke without fire. There are misfortunes which have a commencement, but which will hardly have an end. The Spaniards always say, a thing is never properly valued until it is lost forever. To acquire a good name is difficult, but it is still more difficult to retain. The young should acquire, the old should retain. The pains of the mind often afflict the body more than the pains of the body. There are some people who have done what they ought, but they owe to others what they have done. To call a war sacred is to say that it is possible to love and hate at the same time, to beat and caress with rage and love simultaneously. All contrary arguments, no matter whence they come, are capricious. They are utopian sayings, more or less clever, but utopian still. Hell is believed to be crowded with the ungrateful. Take heart and let hope raise in you a noble spirit. Give when you can, but think of God, only of God, when you cannot give. These were Spanish Proverbs, read to you by Dare to Do Motivation. Thank you for watching, and stay blessed.